Guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. Thank you for joining me today. So today is the hashtag SelectAShade collab. So I've got all the palettes here. I just need to figure out what shades we're using. So I've been meaning to do this collaboration for a while, for at least a good few days. I wanted to do it yesterday, but I wasn't feeling too great, so I didn't get around to doing it. It's supposed to go up tonight, so I'm really pushing it for time. So I've got how many? Oh, that's not one of them. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 individual palettes here, which we'll talk you through. And then let's go onto Instagram, and I'll let you know what shades we're using. I will put it up in the video if I can. I think there's a problem with Filmora. I tried putting this particular video up with the, what palette was it? The Wild Nothing palette, because I'd recorded like 3 days 3 looks with that palette, and I'd edited it in Filmora, and then it just wouldn't upload. It kept saying that there was a problem with YouTube. So I went in just through Windows. Unfortunately the video's not in HD or anything, but that's just one of those things. I wanted to put it up because obviously I don't want to waste 3 days of filming, so it's gonna go up on the channel. Part of it is edited in Filmora, and then the last look, day 3, look 3 isn't, so just don't mind that if you do go and watch it. Right, let me see. There's loads of messages here, so I've just got to scroll right to the top. Okay, so it's quite a funky colour story. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, guys. But that's it there. That's the colour story. Like I said, I'm going to try and put it in the video. So I need to figure out who's chosen what colour so I can at least tell you that. So let's have a look. Can't remember who chose the first colour. Right, I think I've scrolled up too far now. I think maybe Colleen chose the first colour. I'm just going to go back down. No, Jen did. So she chose copper, and then Colleen. So for the copper shade, I thought, I've not used this palette yet, so I thought I'd use the Natasha Denona Zendo palette. So I'm going to go in order of how the colours have been chosen, and then we'll see where they're going to go on the eyes. So this is the palette. Like I said, I haven't used it yet, and I thought I would use this scent shade here. I think there's a few shades from here that I want to use actually. So that's what it looks like. I have done swatches on these shades, and I did notice they're not as soft as the Glam palette and also the Bronze palette. I could have got a copper from the Bronze palette, but like I said, I haven't used it and I wanted to use it. So that's the shade there. So that's Jen's shade. Let's just leave that out. And then I think it was, yeah, Colleen's shade, which she said Peridot. So that's the shade there. Oh, that's the shade there, like a lime green, I would say that one is. And I think I went to the Huda Beauty Neon Green for this. And again, I've not used this palette, so I thought it would give me a good opportunity. This is quite new, this one here. So that green matte. So that looks a little bit like the shade that's been picked out. But I think I'm going to have to swatch it a couple of times. Yeah, so that's that one there, that's Colleen's shade. And then Andrea chose Hot Pink, and I think this was from, I think the shade I've seen is from the Huda Beauty Neon Orange. This is also new, and I would say that's a hot pink. So we're going to be using that. I do not know where I'm going to put all these shades. So that's those two. I did want to use that as blush, but I've already put blusher on, so can't do that now. Lisa chose a deep orange matte. No, actually, I know it wasn't from there. It's from the Too Faced Pumpkin Spice palette, I think. I think it was this one. I thought about Ginger Spice. I'm just looking at the shade. That, yeah, it definitely looks like that. So that's, can't zoom in. So this shade here that Lisa's chosen definitely looks like Ginger Spice, so that's the one we're going to use. Right, and while we're in this palette, I chose a shade from this palette as well, and it is called Fall Vibes. That one there, it's like an olive shimmer. So that's 5 so far. And then I think Teresa chose yellow and Naomi chose dark brown. I think. I'll obviously need to go and check, but I'm sure that's the way it went. We've actually got 3 shades because there's Desi as well. Desi chose a bright fuchsia pink with a duochrome in it. I don't have anything like that. Don't even think I've pulled a palette out. We'll use this one. That's quite close. It isn't a duochrome though, I don't think. Yeah, and then I'm sure Naomi chose dark brown. I just want to make sure. Yeah, she's put I choose dark brown. So for the dark brown, I wasn't too sure whether I was going to go into the Too Faced. No, I was going to go into the Natasha Denona Zendo palette. And we're going to choose Mindful. This is a really dark chocolate brown. Has that stopped? No. And then it must be Teresa. Teresa must have chose the yellow because that's the only person that's left. Yeah, Teresa chose a bright yellow, and the one I was thinking of is from the Colourpop Limoncello palette. You guys all know how much I love it. If you've watched my videos on this palette, and I thought I would use that. I mean, is it a bright yellow? Probably. I mean, it's pretty bright. Probably the brightest yellow I've got in my collection. Right guys, that's my colour story. Right, so I don't even know what I'm gonna start with first. I think we'll be winging this one. I always say this is probably the most daunting colour story that I've worked with, but I would say this is pretty daunting. I don't know what to do for my transition. I don't even know where to start. Maybe with this one that Lisa chose. Yeah, maybe with that. So let me just put these boxes to one side. I'm going to go in with a fluffy brush, so it's a little bit more muted. And then I want to put some tape on as well. I might actually start this video soon. It's a shame I don't have a fuchsia pink with a duochrome, but I don't have too many duochromes in my collection, so that one there is just going to have to do. I wouldn't say it's, I mean, I would say that's fuchsia pink, I wouldn't say that is, but that's the only one I've got on hand, and I don't want to look through all my palettes again, so yeah, we're just going to use that. Hope it doesn't offend anyone. Okay, so then we're going to go in with Ginger Spice here. And this is one of those palettes, I don't know if I want to keep it around my collection. I've used it a couple of times, and I don't know, I just don't know whether I like it. This is really pigmented as well. Okay. I'm just gonna have some coffee. Oh, it's nice and cold now. I made myself an iced coffee. Well, it's nice coffee and mocha. That's good. I want to blend it out with a different brush, because I didn't really expect it to go on that pigmented. Okay, I think I'm going to save this brown here and work it through the lash line, I think. So what colour we're going on in with next then? I don't know what to do with these, this bright yellow or green and this bright pink. Well, one can go on the lash line, maybe that can go on the lash line, the pink, the bottom lash line. The brown, I want to just put it on the lash line once I've got all my eyeshadows on, just to kind of make a little wing, or try to. Might not work out, but we're going to try. Oh, I don't know, guys. Let me go in with this really small Morphe brush. I'm going to put the bronze shade on here, the copper shade, sorry. So that's Jen's shade, and it's called Sense. And I'm just going to pop it here. Ooh, that's pigmented. A lot of people don't like this palette, do they? That's really pigmented. I don't want to put too much on because we've got like 8 eyeshadows to get on these lids. Can always pop a bit more on when I've figured out the placement of the other shades. I already know where I'm going to put that shade that I actually chose from the pumpkin palette. Fall Vibes, that one there. That's going to go in the inner corner. It's a lighter shade, so it makes more sense to do that. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone else's videos, and I won't have to wait that long because it's going up today. This is going to be my last collaboration with the ladies, which is quite sad, but I've got a lot going on at the moment, and I'm looking for a full-time job as well, and I just don't want to make a regular commitment like that. I don't mind doing one-off collaborations, but a regular commitment, I just don't want to do it, and I don't want to be letting people down either. So I just thought it would be better if I just made this my last collaboration with the ladies. I'm of course going to watch the ladies every month when they do the collaborations, but for now I've just got too many personal problems, and that's why I've decided to leave. So far we've got 3 eyeshadows on the lids. We'll do the bright yellow next. So with the Limoncello palette, and it's called Serenade. Absolutely stunning palette this. If you haven't got it, guys, I would highly recommend it. And I am just winging this look, so it might turn out terrible. Right, so we just put this one on. Right, so I guess we're going to do this one. So that one was from the Neon Orange, I think. Yeah. So that one is just that shade there. I think they're more toppers, so I don't know how it's going to look. I'm really trying to dig it into the brush. Yeah, it's a topper. Could have put that fuchsia pink on. I'll be spritzing all these eyeshadows. I just want to get them down on the lid first. Right, we'll leave it there. Not the most pigmented. I don't even know if I've got a fuchsia shimmer shade. Right, so what have we used? We've used the copper we've used this shade here that Lisa chose. We've used this shade here that I chose. We've used this shade that Desi's chosen, the shade that Teresa's chosen. So I'm going to use this lime green one. I just need to run this through the colour switch. So this is a matte. I don't know how this is going to play out. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So I'm going to just put this all over into the corner. You know, I might even go over the top of it with that shimmer there, because it's pretty similar. So yeah, I might do that, give it a bit of bling. Actually, it looks quite nice, it just being a matte. I actually feel like I'm making a mess here. Right, now what I need to do is get my accent brush, so it's here. And then we need to go back into the Natasha Denona, choose Naomi's dark brown, which is that shade there, and that one's called Mindful, and I'm going to try and put it on the lash line. Just getting that as close to my lash line as I can. Maybe wing it out a bit. Let's take the tape off. I honestly don't know what I'm doing here, guys. Probably making a royal mess. I'm going to just blend the crease out with this. Left eye always gets patchy. Wish I knew why that was. A sponge. Right, so the bright pink is going on the lash line. So I'm just going to clean that accent brush off again. If I don't look like I've got pink eye. I always say this when I'm putting pinks or reds on my lash line, or on my eyes in general. Okay, what we're going to do now is try and spritz everything, just give it more of an impact. And I am going to use, what shall I use? I'll just use this. I'll use this essence spray. Okay, so let's start with a copper from the Natasha Denona. That looks pigmented. It's pigmented anyway, so you don't really need to do this. Yeah, the pigment's really building up. What I was saying before is not many people like this palette, so I'd be interested in doing some looks with it. Let me know what you think, because I think we're done with that one now, because I haven't used it before and I'm interested in seeing what looks I can come up with. Right, so now we're going in with the Limoncello palette, and we're going to spritz the brush again. Going to go in with Serenade. It's just that bright yellow shade Teresa chose. And then we will go in with Desi's shade, or as close to Desi's shade as I could get it, which is from the Huda Orange. Where are you? Oh, on my lap. Oh gosh, I'm sleep deprived, guys. So yeah, just here. Oh yeah, that's definitely becoming more foiled. But it is just a topper, so it's not going to show up to the party. It would look really good over that fuchsia pink there, but since that's on my lash line, I didn't do that. And then the only shade that we haven't foiled is the one that I chose, Fall Vibes. And we don't really need to do that either, but since we've done the rest of the shimmers, I just thought I would do it. It's a little bit too dark to be in the inner corner like this. It's the only shade I've got. Well, the lightest shade. And what we can do, as long as we use all 8 shades on our eyes, we can also use another shade if we feel like we haven't got like a brow bone highlight, which in my case I don't feel like I do have. So I'm going to be using whipped cream from the pumpkin palette just on the brow bone. I don't know if any of the others have done this, but I'm just one of those people that always need to have a brow bone highlight, a matte brow bone highlight, and I'm sure the ladies won't mind, because this we are allowed to do this. It's not a bad little look. I like the flick. I like the little cat eye flick. Right, what are we doing now? Mascara, where's that? Where are you? Let me find it. I'm losing the plot. He was on the bed all the time just staring at me. So it's just the Essence of False Lashes that we're using. And normally the crappiest look, I've done some crap looks in my time on YouTube, normally mascara makes it better. I mean, is this one of the better looks I've done? No, not by a long chalk. But my hands were completely tied with the colour story. So let me just run through it. Let me just double check that I've actually got every shade on. Right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the brown on the lash line, which was Naomi's shade. 7, that brown in the crease, which was Lisa's shade. And the bright fuchsia pink down at the bottom there on the lash line. So 8 shades all on the eyes, which is quite an accomplishment compared to last month. I used it when we did the collaboration for Christmas in July. When we did the collaboration last month, I used a lipstick rather than an eyeshadow on my lips. I completely forgot. But yeah, I mean, I only used 7 shades on the eyes last month. So yeah, I'm pleased that I've managed to get all 8 shades on the eyes. It's not a bad little look, but it's not the best that I've done. So guys, this is what we're looking like. Oh, lipstick. I don't want a lipstick to take away from the eyes. I'm just going to put on this Kiko 3D Hydra lip gloss in the shade 17. Yeah, I think that looks quite nice. So guys, this concludes the video. This is what the eye look looks like. Like I said, it's not my best, it's not my worst, it's just somewhere in the middle. So yeah, that's the colour story that we've been working with. Like I said, I will put the like colour collage that Lisa does, I will put that in the picture as well if I can. Fillmore is just being really funny, and I don't know what's going on there, but if I can't, I might actually just put it in the video somewhere and try and edit it on Windows as best I can. Windows isn't really good at editing, and that's why I moved over to Filmora, but If there's problems with it, then I'll just start using Windows again. Anyway, this video isn't about my editing software, so we're going to leave it here. Thank you so much for watching today, guys. I'd really appreciate it if you would go and check out the other ladies in the collaboration. So all you'd need to do is hashtag SelectAShade collab, and then they'd all come up. And I know that they would appreciate it as well. They're a lovely group of ladies. So yeah, this concludes the video for today. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate your time and support on the channel. It means the absolute world. Please like, subscribe, share and comment, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.